Hola, mis amigos. How are you today? So good to see you for chapel. How you doing, Owen?
Good.
Great. Are you ready to sing our song? Okay, sit up nice and tall. I am welcome here in God's house. I am welcome here in God's house. How I love to be in God's family. I am welcome here in God's house. I am growing up in God's house. I am growing up in God's house. How I love to be in God's family. I am growing up in God's house. I can learn with you in God's house. I can learn with you in God's house. How I love to be in God's family. I can learn with you in God's house. All right. Should we get out our light?
Boom.
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 Yes, your light is a little light that shines inside you. It's the thing where when you smile, you're shining light. It's when you're kind to others, you're shining light. It's when you ask for help or when you make peace. You're shining your light. Ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Are you gonna hide it under a basket?
No way.
Not putting my light in a basket. Hide it under a basket. No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a basket. No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a basket. No! I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Are you gonna let anybody blow your light out?
No.
No way. We're not gonna let other people blow our light out. Not gonna let other people. Oh, that can't be it. How does it sound, Owen?
It's not gonna let anyone it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Not gonna let anyone it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let anyone it out. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo-wee! Am I ever glad you're here to help me out. I really need that help. Okay, we're gonna take some time to listen and talk to God. So I want you to make sure that you're sitting comfortably. Owen and I'm sitting, but Owen's standing. Are you comfortable?
I kind of want to sit.
Well, we'll have to plan for that next time.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to put my hand on my chest to remind me to keep my body calm. And a hand on my ear to remind me to listen, because otherwise I'll talk the whole time. And I know you will too, because you're such a talker. And then you can have your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed, but we're going to take some breaths. We're going to take the breath and hold it and release it. Great, Owen. Breathe. Breathe. Breathe one more time. We're just going to rest for a moment in the peace and beauty of God. You can breathe at your own rhythm. God, thank you for these beautiful children and these amazing teachers. God, thank you that we get to be here in this school together. God, we are thankful. And God, help us to be patient and kind. Help us to listen to other people and to our teachers and our parents. And help our our teachers and our parents to listen to us. Amen.
Amen.
It feels really good to take a little breath, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you do that, it calms me a little down, like a little sleep, and then when I take a big breath, it like wakes me up.
Yeah, it feels good. Today we're going to hear a story, Owen, about a mustard seed.
Oh, wow.
Has anybody had mustard before? Have you ever had mustard?
I'm like, mustard good for cramps, and me and Layla don't like mustard, but she had to eat mustard for a cramp.
Some people put mustard on hot dogs and hamburgers. I put mustard on a bean burger because I love bean burgers. And
Wait, what are bean burgers?
it's a burger made out of beans. It's delicious. I highly recommend it. But mustard comes out of a bottle and you squeeze it out. And what color is it? Do you remember?
Yellow.
Yellow. Mustard is yellow. But mustard, where does it come from? Any ideas?
No.
No ideas? Do you think it comes from a cat?
No.
It doesn't come from a cat. Do you think it comes from a plant?
I don't know.
Yes, it does. Mustard comes from a little tiny seed. This, like, such a tiny seed. A mustard seed. And they gather the mustard seeds together, and then they grind them up and add a tiny bit of water and some other ingredients, and they make a paste. And that is what mustard's about. One time, there's a story told about a mustard seed. And today I'm going to read you a version of it for kids. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I get home, I'm going to try to remember if I get watermelon and the seed in it, I'm going to try to dig and then put the seed in there and then water and then down.
You're going to plant a watermelon seed and see what happens?
Yeah, is it going to work?
I don't know. It's like science. You're going to have to try. And what happens if it doesn't work? If you're a scientist, what do? Do you give up?
No.
No, you try again and again and again and again. Because that's what scientists do. All right, Owen, I'm going to scoot spots with you. And probably you're going to be just to the side for hearing the story. Okay? The marvelous mustard seed. Don't forget, a mustard seed is really, really little. That's an important part of the story.
Wait, where's the mustard seed?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that's that. It comes in a little seed packet. A child plants a mustard seed in an empty garden. It is an itty-bitty seed. It isn't anything very special yet. Mustard seeds are so small. You have to look hard to see them. You have to look so hard to see them that you need to get really, really close. There's not much to be done with a single teeny-weeny seed. You can't eat it or wear it. You can't take it for a walk. I don't know if I've ever heard of someone taking a seed for a walk.
Maybe.
You can't cuddle with a seed. You can't write or blow bubbles with it. There's not a lot you can do with a mustard seed. The only thing you can do is plant it in the soil. Then the rain falls and the sun shines. What's happening right here? Here's the seed. Something's happening.
It's growing.
Yeah.
And growing. And growing.
And things begin to happen in the earth. But no matter how hard you look or how close you get, you can't see the tiny seed from outside. The seed is hidden down with the moles, down with the ants, down, 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 down with the earthworms. There's a lot happening underground that we can't see. Then it happens. In the place of the tiny itty bitty seed, up comes a shoot. Up, up, up comes a sprout.
Up, up.
Up comes a bush. These kids are taking really good care of the seed, aren't they? But it doesn't stop there. It grows and it grows and it grows until it becomes a humongous tree. Birds make their nest there. The neighbors exclaim, "A mustard tree? What? Amazing! Birds resting in there? Surprising. People enjoying its shade? Unbelievable!" Acorns grow into big oak trees, and cedars have trunks you can't even fit your arms around. Mustard plants are just ordinary bushes.
I think it's the more that gets bigger, the more you can't fit your hands.
You're right. The bigger this gets, the more you can't put your arms around it. We have a tree like this on our playground.
Really?
Yeah?
Oh, and we have a tree like this, like 5 inches away.
Yeah, we do.
From our backyard.
But not this one. This one is a mustard tree. You don't have to look hard or get really close to see it. It's right here. It's right in front of you.
Oh, what is that?
That's a squirrel.
Ew.
Enjoying the tree.
We used to feed squirrels, but now they don't come. One squirrel ate one of my Easter eggs.
Some people touch it to make sure it's real. Others sit under its branches. They take the pods from the tree and remove the seeds to make spices. Oh, here, see? This is how you make mustard right here. They take the mustard leaves and the seeds and make medicine. The spices and the medicine are there for everyone. You know, the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed in the garden, right outside our windows, growing from an itsy bitsy teensy weensy to colossal. Colossal means huge. From impossible to see to unable to miss. The tree is so gigantic, it's wonderful. It's not at all what we expect to find, and yet here it is, surprising us, helping us to imagine what can be. But isn't yet. Do you know, Owen, what this story means?
No.
Well, I'll tell you. Normally, a mustard seed is very tiny. And normally, it grows into a little bush, which I'm going to find. Normally, a mustard seed grows into this. But in this story, what did the mustard seed grow into?
A tree.
A tree.
But it usually grows into what?
Usually, it grows into a bush. But in this story, that didn't happen. In this story, the mustard seed grew into a tree, which was very surprising. No one was expecting that. And the reason for this story is because it reminds us of you.
Wow.
You, when you were born, how big were you?
Probably like 1.
You were like this big. You were so beautiful. You were all so tiny and cute. It was hard to imagine that you would turn into a kid who would be at preschool. And it's hard to imagine that you're going to turn into a person who's an adult in charge of things. You are going to grow into something that is so surprising and beautiful.
I have a question.
What's your question?
What was the first person on Earth?
Well, that's a good question for another time, and I do want to talk about it.
And then I have one more.
Okay.
Why do you have 2 rings?
On my hand?
Yeah.
Because I love rings. This ring is from Joey, and this ring is my dad's. I'm glad you asked. So, the story of the mustard seed reminds us that a tiny little itty-bitty thing that doesn't do anything, that you can't even snuggle with on the couch, can turn into something amazing that people can use for medicine, for shade, for comfort, for home. And that's how God uses little things, little people, and big people.
People are starting to come.
Yeah, we better wrap this up. Okay, let's go and grow in wisdom, godly strength, and love. I love you so much. Owen, do you love them too?
Yeah.
Will you tell them that? I love you so much, and God loves you more than you can ever imagine. I want you to go out today, and I want you to treat people well. Deal? Adios, amigos.
Adios, amigos.